We're on the record like Greta Van Susteren.
That's fantastic. That's a reference that flew over my head.
Did it? I mean,
Greta Van Susteren, who's that?
She's on Fox News.
Oh,
one of your political counterpoints now.
Yes. How could I forget?
She's the hottie.
She's the blonde Scientologist, right?
Is she? I think yes. You know what? She is a Scientologist.
Yeah.
She's got a very flat face.
Uh-huh.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
yes.
Familiar with her work.
You didn't familiarize yourself? Eric Andre is here, by the way.
What's up?
You didn't familiarize yourself with the talking heads at Fox News before
I think I did and then forgot.
You did. Because that part of your life is over now.
That part of my life is over. That part of my life is behind me.
Yeah. Well, you've been all over the place promoting the show.
Yes.
In very odd ways, which makes sense.
Yes.
You know, it doesn't take away from my credibility at all that we start the interview and I'm wearing one of your legalized ranch T-shirts, does it?
Merch.
I was there over the weekend, and I'll tell you,
nice.
I'll tell you what I was most impressed by is how'd you find the staffing? Because you did a ranch dispensary pop-up store in New York that looked like a legalized weed store, but it was just for ranch dressing.
Just ranch dressing, and then we had a ranch fountain.
Yeah, it was like you could dip.
We got a chocolatier from Nebraska to bring his chocolate fountain to New York and have ranch
coming out.
Have ranch flying through it with Doritos and celery all around. It was really gross. It smelled really bad in there. There was no air conditioning.
No, it was bad.
It was heinous.
I went with my wife, and I was like, you didn't get to dip any of the vegetables. And she was like, yeah, it wasn't.
She divorced you.
She did.
Now you're divorced.
It was a surprise. And you should have seen the look on her face when I was like, this is it. She's like, what? What? I was like, yeah, it's a ranch dispensary.
Yeah.
And
it really doesn't make sense out of context. I mean, the bit the segment on the show that's from already doesn't make sense.
That's the problem.
Out of context, it's really like
I try not to explain it because people go like, it doesn't make sense here.
Once you
but
explain it,
it's worse.
Over. It's over.
It's worse. And I asked her why she didn't, help herself to any of the vegetables that you could dip into. And she was like, yeah, I wasn't going to take vegetables out of that bin.
Yeah,
I don't think
gross.
so. Yeah, there was absolutely
18-year-olds putting their hands in those vegetables.
I was impressed at the level of commitment. Like, how do you staff that store?
I give Adult Swim the keys and they handle the rest.
That's it. Because
I'm not looking through resumes over the weekend.
Because everybody that was there was like so involved. Like I'm Snapchatting because they were doing ranch shots.
Yeah.
If you wanted a hat and
you had to chug a bottle of ranch.
You had to chug it. Yeah.
It was gross.
And so, but they were all doing like catchphrases from the show.
Right.
To the point where like first they were saying, ranch it up and everything.
Ranch it up.
And I get my Snapchat out and I start filming one of the chicks like doing a ranch shot.
Oh boy.
And this dude who works at the store just leans into the phone and goes, 311 never happened.
They're committing.
Yeah, they're super committing.
Super committing. That's great.
Do you have any...
That's why I went through those resumes so thoroughly and pick the most loyal employees for my company, for my startup.
Pledging their life. Do you have any idea when you're just like shooting stuff or just shit is coming out of your mouth?
Yes.
Do you have any idea, okay, that's going to stick? Like that's going to be something that people just say?
We never know. Never know. We don't know what's going to happen until the editors get a hold of it and they work it into magic. And it's always like the bits you think are going to be awesome suck, and the bits you think are going to be stupid and suck are like the most iconic bits of we did this bit called Bird Up.
Of course.
Which also doesn't make any sense. And I literally, when we first shot it, I was like, this is horrible. Let's break for lunch. Like,
right.
I was like, it's about to rain. Like, we almost didn't shoot it because I was like, what is this?
It's you in a full body green screen suit.
Yeah, with a bird on my shoulder.
With a bird on your shoulder.
And I'm telling people they're going to green screen me out. Just talk to the bird, act like I'm not even here, and let's reenact a scene from your favorite movie.
Right. And then, but what they do is they don't do anything, at all.
And I'm like molesting them, and we don't green screen me out. And it's very stupid.
It's very stupid.
But for some reason, that was like the most iconic.
Yeah, people love it to the point where they're yelling
bird up at you.
Yeah. And you're like, so you don't have anything to do with the editing of the show?
No, I'm heavily involved. I'm not cutting. Our editors are cutting, but like heavily. Me and my director are heavily involved. We're there every day in post production. It's a very it's an editor's medium, the show. It is
Definitely.
We're there all day, every day in post-production. It's like we're in post for months.
Really?
Yeah, that's like 8 months out of our year.
Jesus Christ.
It's like a month and a half goes to writing, a month and a half goes to prep, a month and a half goes to shooting, and then like 8 months go to editing.
Yeah. And you're left with stuff that people just think you just make up off the top of your head.
Yeah. I mean, that's if anything, that's a compliment. We don't want it to feel labored, but it's a very intense editorial process.
Because you told me last time you were here that these interviews that we see like 3 or 4 minutes of are like really long.
Well, yeah, we shoot for like at least 45 minutes, at most like 90 minutes. We probably shot for 2 hours before one
Jesus
interview.
Christ.
We whittle it down to like 3 or 4 minutes.
Yeah. And to the people on the show, like they're
miserable.
Right.
They're fucking miserable, and it's boiling in that studio.
And then they watch the final product, and you're like, it's 3 minutes,
Yeah,
and we weren't even talking about anything I was talking about.
Yeah, we had an interview. We shot for like an hour, and it was Rick Fox from the Lakers. Rick Fox, and Rick Fox. Yeah. And we used probably 90 seconds of it. He came out. I slapped a basketball out of his hands or something.
And that was it. Like he's thinking, okay, I'm sure if they're going to edit anything out, it'll probably be the basketball thing. Yeah. You're like, no, that's
the only thing.
That's your whole appearance. Yeah, that's everything.
Yeah. No, he stuffed me. I'm sorry. I went up for a shot. He stuffed me. Then Hannibal walked out dressed like Dennis Rodman, and he goes, "Yo, remember Dennis Rodman?" And then I attacked him with a baseball bat, and then his head exploded. That was a bit.
And then that was the show.
And that was the interview.
That was good.
That was worth his 90 minutes on set.
And then editing.
And just stuffing me trying to play basketball.
So are you aware of that when you're doing the interviews? Like, are you sitting there going like, I really just have to kind of ask questions, but think of stuff to do? Or
Yeah, no, we have a bunch of gags lined up, that like pranks lined up for each guest. We write like 90 pranks for the season, and we have them all on index cards on a board, and then as the guests are being booked, we kind of go through and pick like, okay, these 7 pranks will be the best for Jillian Michaels, or these will be the best for Amber Rose, and these will be great for Jack Black, and like, you know what I mean? So we kind of or that didn't work for Howie Mandel, let's try it with Flava Flav or something like that.
Gotcha.
So we kind of like have those as our ingredients.
When you say like fun pranks, you mean like
torturing the guys?
Pretending to like shoot your staff dead as they're sitting there.
Yeah. Totally.
And the favorite part is like the guests are waiting for this punchline.
Yeah.
And it just never
comes.
It never comes.
And they're just boiling.
I saw who are the guests this season? Because season 4 is what we're talking about. It's finally coming out.
Yes, we have Howie Mandel, Jack Black, Amber Rose, Kelly Osbourne, T.I.
Why would Howie Mandel has to be aware of the show?
Howie Mandel, yeah. So the guest range the entire spectrum. Most of them, our ideal guests know absolutely nothing, and 95% of the guests know absolutely nothing. Still to this day, like we had Abby Lee Miller, who's a dance mom. She came on the show. And she walked up to my assistant director and went, "Now, what is this show? Is it a cartoon or is it with real people?" And we were just like, yes. But even Howie Mandel and Jack Black that knew the show, they're still great guests because they're still being tortured. Howie Mandel's a germaphobe.
Well, that's why would Howie Mandel ever
he just loved
agree?
The show. He just loved the show. He loves pranking people, so like he got it. So like, and he's just like, a big name to get, so we're not going to pass on.
Of course,
Howie Mandel or Jack Black. So like, they're friends, they're fans of the show, they're sweethearts. And we were like, how do we prank them if they know the show? But it's still easy because Howie Mandel is a germaphobe, so we know when we use dental floss on his head from the rafters, or like I'm pulling dead squid out of the ground and shoving it in his face, that he's going to have a reaction. Jack Black, we hooked up to this lie detector test, and we didn't tell him that we had like electrodes, like a shock collar, like a dog shock collar hooked up to it. So we were like shocking him every time he said anything.
You were like, we can't psychologically torture them because they know the show, they know us, they're friends. Yeah. We just physically torture them.
Yeah, exactly. That's pretty much it.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
That's perfect. Yeah. When I was watching the trailer for it, the one that stuck out to me was T.I. Because that's a guy who like might have a sense of humor, but not so much about himself.
Exactly. I think he thought the guests were in on it. Like, I think he saw a little bit, and he's like, oh, the guests are probably in on it. And then when he got there,
he's also gone to jail on gun charges.
Yeah, he's a terrifying guy to provoke. But he was nice. Like, he walked out, but he was nice about it. He wasn't a dick. He was like, you know what? I've seen enough male nudity for one day.
Right.
And then he's like, you know what? I'm going to cue my own exit.
right.
I politely declined.
He left the show going, you know what? It's not for me. It's your show, though. I'm not going to dictate what you do, but I'm going to go ahead and take a walk.
He had it up. It wasn't like Lauren Conrad who walked out. Lauren Conrad was a storm out. T.I. was a walkout.
That's good. And that's probably right. Like that's what you want. Just a nice walkout.
Yeah,
that's
like,
ideal.
You know what? I have hit my limit. That guy's penis is my limit. That's my cue to leave.
Yeah, I get that. And a lot of times in hip hop, male nudity is not looked at as favorable,
not as popular in hip hop.
By the way, speaking of male nudity,
yes.
How on earth are you still on Instagram?
I don't know.
Like it seemed like for a while you were on a mission
to get kicked off. And I think what it is, I don't think the people at Instagram are anti-nudity. I actually think they're probably young. They're probably like 24-year-old billionaires.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Maybe you know. But I think the powers that be that Instagram are young and they actually think it's funny. But it's Apple that has a no nudity clause in their app. If you have an app that has to go through the Apple, whatever, the head honchos at Apple, and they have a no nudity policy at Apple. So I think it's Apple as the overbearing, the Wizard of Oz overlord that have a no nudity mandate. And the kids at Instagram
don't care as much.
Don't care.
Right.
You know what I mean? They're 25-year-old Silicon Valley billionaires.
Yeah.
Like a comedian puts his dick on their thing, they don't care. They're probably like, "Oh, good one." You know what I mean? It's probably
you did it a whole bunch of times though.
I've done it 4 times.
Yeah,
it's insane.
I remember one the reason I started laughing as you were explaining is because it just occurred to me the one where it was like you were in like hot springs or something.
Yeah,
and you were like
with those snow monkeys in Japan.
Right, and you were like, I'm naked in here, and the first photo was you in the water. So I was like, oh, that's funny, he's naked in the water. But then the next photo, you stand up,
out,
and your dick is just
and the monkeys
swinging.
are walking away. Monkeys are disgusted. The monkeys work at Instagram actually, and they were torn.
Right.
No,
I feel like if you had posted though, like here's some photos of this girl that I was just with, and the girl was naked.
Yeah.
Because I know people that have gotten thrown off Instagram for posting photos of naked women, but they don't. I guess they don't mind if it's your own dick. They're like, "Well, it's his dick." Like,
I think the funny you show a naked girl, it's just like hot, or you're showing.
Right.
If I showed a naked girl on Instagram, that's like bragging. It's not very comedic.
They don't think you're starting a porno empire.
No, but like me with my pickle tits out, and I'm just like, and I have shrinkage from like being in like the winter mountains of Japan.
Right.
Like it's not flattering or pornographic. Even it's not sexual. It's like gross. Like lame.
At what point do you go
like
that? I'm going to do this. I think this is a good idea. Is it just instinct? Like I should post a photo of my dick on Instagram today.
I did it. I took last season I chemically straightened. I permed my hair like Cat Williams.
Right.
And I was dating this girl at the time, and I was going to send her a sexy pic of me in front of the mirror, naked. But I had my shower cap on because you can't get your hair wet if it's permed. And I was like, this photo isn't sexy at all. It looks so lame. I have a shower cap on, Cat Williams hair poking out, and my fucking dick hanging out.
Right.
And I was like, this is a really funny image. I was like, and then I was like, I should post this and put the curtains no longer match the carpet. Please welcome the next season of the Eric Andre Show. And I debated with my friends about it, and I was like, I'm just going to fucking do it. So that was last season, season 3. I posted that picture right before the opening, whatever, premiere date of the previous season.
Because you care about your show.
Because I care about my show.
You didn't have to promote it like that.
I sent that. I screen grabbed that picture, and I was so proud that I put a nude picture. It was such a rush putting a nude picture on Instagram. I screen grabbed it, and I sent it to like everyone in my phone, all my friends. I sent it to my mom. I was like insane. And I sent it to this girl that I was hollering at, and she was like, it totally backfired. She was like, how dare you send me a dick pic? You're such a pig. Da, da, da. And I was like, it's not a dick pic. It's a screen grab of an image I sent to over 100,000 people on my Instagram. A dick pic is a point of view aerial shot of your own penis. This is a head to toe nude screen grab. I was like, you didn't even read the caption, or like, I was so proud of my writing. Yeah. It was more about the comedy. I was like, I'm so proud of this image. Like, how dare you turn that around on me and take it out of context. I was so offended.
Well, that was it for her.
That was it for her.
Good for you.
So, Anyway, with that said, yes, I put my dick on the internet a lot. My mom told me to stop doing it.
She did?
Yeah, she was not.
She didn't want to see it that much.
She was like, "What are you thinking?" She's probably right.
You're like, promo, mom, show business.
Promo, mom, a little bit of show business.
Gotta get that promo.
Okay? No publicity is bad publicity. Mama
That's right.
Dicks.
That's right. We played your clips, your Alex Jones clips on the show.
What should I do to one up this year? I was thinking about posting like all my STDs online this year. Just look at my dick looks like a pepperoni pizza slice.
Do you have sores on it?
Season 4. Oh my god, it looks like a burn victim. My penis.
Yeah, if you could get something with like legions or something on it, you know?
Yeah, it's like it looks like an old pirate,
right,
from 1966.
Unless you could do like a real close up of your asshole that was so close up you couldn't tell what it was, and then the next photo up is a zoom out, and people were like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah,
I was just looking at his asshole.
Just jacking off to that. It was his asshole.
Oh man!
Dang it!
He got me. That
got me
Eric
again.
Andre got me again. What a prankster! But we played the Alex Jones clips. So is that another one? Obviously, you didn't know you were going to get up on stage with Alex Jones, or did you?
I had no idea. No, I had no idea. I didn't even know he was going to be there. We were just filming there as the warm up. That was the first thing we did because we were like, let's warm up before we go into the convention.
Yeah.
And it was like all we knew was it was a Trump rally. Then when we got there, it turned out it was a Bikers for Trump rally. So it was a bunch of like Sons of Anarchy looking motherfuckers with like guns because it's an open carry state. And then, lo and behold, 2 minutes after shooting, Alex Jones walks up on stage, and we were like, "Oh, pennies from heaven!"
Yes,
that's our knight in shining armor.
Yes,
our Prince Charming. And then I tried to get on stage. They wouldn't let me on stage. I was walking away, and then he said, "Bring the Daily Show guy up here." And I was like, I don't know who the fuck he thinks I am from the Daily Show, but
right?
Thank you, Lord. And these dudes like mosh pitted me to the stage. They were so angry and full of spite. They moshed me on the stage, and then I asked Alex Jones to fuck my wife.
Yeah, and then
because he was looking for a political argument. I don't know enough about politics. So I was like, I just need you to have sex with my wife, dude.
Here's my hotel key. But this is, and to me, like this is the line that stuck with me, and it was just spur of the moment. It was when you decided, okay, the wife thing has been done. I got to find out, why does my pee-pee come out yellow?
Yeah, why does my pee-pee come out yellow?
Right.
Yeah,
right.
I had to go more third grade.
Right.
I started out like 12th grade, and then I had to go more third grade.
And then
I was trying to get Zootopia tickets. It's just funny to me, people looking for a political argument, and I'm not giving it to them, and they're still mad at me. It's like, why was that guy so... I was like, I'm looking for Zootopia tickets. The guy's like, you're a fucking scumbag. I was like,
they're trying to prove that you're the enemy, and you're like,
yeah, and the guy's like,
pee-pee.
You're not Martin Luther King. I was like, did Martin Luther King ask why my pee-pee comes out yellow?
No, but his did come out yellow.
They just like had so much political energy, they didn't know what to do with it, and they knew I was up to no good.
He has to fit the thing that we don't like.
He has to fit the thing we don't like. And even the people, the people like the right wing blogosphere was like, liberal comedian tries to troll. I was like, in what liberal talking point have I given you?
Right.
I only said, why does my pee-pee come out yellow?
Right.
I said, I want you to fuck my wife. And then I told another guy, I went, I'm with you, man. I'm hardcore right wing. I hate the Democrats so much, I jerked off to the Zapruder film. Every time I see JFK's brain explode, I bust a nut. So I don't know what I gave them to believe that like what
I just weren't taking them seriously.
I don't know what it was. Like I was like, I'm not giving you anything political. Like you can't. There's what out of the diarrhea that's coming out of my mouth tells you what my political beliefs are, but they still spun it like they just knew I was up to no good. So they're like, liberal asshole.
What pissed them off?
It seems pretty apolitical.
What pissed them off was when you found common ground, when you were like agreeing with them.
Yeah, I was like, no, I agree with
the
you.
Trade Center. You're like, no, we're on the same page.
Oh yeah. I was like, who put the bombs in Tower 7?
Yeah.
And he was like, well, I uncovered that. And I was like, yeah, I'm agreeing with you. And they were like, they just had this pent-up energy. Yeah, they were just like, God damn it.
Yeah. Well, he realized he had made a huge mistake.
Yeah.
He realized. Well, everybody should check out season 4 of the Eric Andre show.
Yes.
Do you plan on doing the show as long as possible? Or it seems like quite an undertaking.
Yeah, I'd love to squeeze out one more season if we could. It's harder and harder to do because it's prank based. Right. Secrets out a little bit.
Right.
On the street and with the guest, but if we could squeeze out one more season, that'd be sweet.
Yeah. And by the way,
We'll
to
see.
anybody that thinks you're a filthy liberal just making fun of conservatives, you also then went to the DNC,
Went to the
and
DNC.
you're
I
making
am fair
making
and
out
unbalanced. Balanced. I can't even get the fake phrase right.
Right.
Yes, I did both the RNC and the DNC.
and
That was the
making
other
out
thing.
with Hillary Clinton.
And I made out with Hillary Clinton. And I regret not getting a Donald Trump impersonator and French kissing him as well at the RNC. As soon as we shot the DNC, we were like, why didn't I get a Trump impersonator to French? But yeah, that was the other thing at the RNC. They were like, well, you're not making fun of the Dems. I was like, because the DNC's next week, guys.
Yeah.
Just wait a few days.
Give me a week.
Give me a week. So, yes, I made fun of everybody.
When-
America, I united America.
Yes.
I reached my arm out across party lines.
Eric Andre is the common ground of this
I
country.
am the common ground. I should run for president.
And when can people see the Eric Andre Show Season 4?
Friday night, August 5th at midnight on Adult Swim.
Definitely check it out. Always a pleasure talking to you,
Yes,
Eric
sir.
Andre.
Likewise. Thank you, sir.
And we'll be back with more Sam Roberts Show right after this.
Bird up.
Hey, it's Sam Roberts back here in the Sirius XM studio with the most flattering camera angle that I could find. Listen to my show every night on XM 103, Sirius 206. It's Sam Roberts Show, Monday through Friday, starting at 9 p.m. Eastern and going all the way to midnight Eastern. That's 6 p.m. on the West. We got celebrities all the time. You just saw a celebrity interview. If you want more and you want to find them as soon as they get uploaded to this channel, go to the side of the page and subscribe. You can get all kinds of celebrity interviews, clips from my show, wrestling stuff. You never know what you're going to find on the Not Sam YouTube channel. So subscribe.